Welcome to another episode of Ted's Library. That's right, this is the series of videos where I run through the different books that I have in my tiny little library. As you can see, it's a little library. These are the books that I need to read, and if they're good enough, I shall keep. If not, they are destroyed. No, they're not destroyed. They're given away to friends of mine and or the Goodwill. Today's we're talking about series of books. So this is a book series that I have multiple installments of, and why I like having different versions of different installments in the you'll get what I'm saying here in a second. The first series is The Lord of the Rings. I have not read these books. Don't come after me. Please stop screaming. You're very loud. I actually don't have all the books in the series, and I'm not talking about the Silmarillion. What I do have, we're gonna run through it. I have this very cool special edition of The Hobbit. I'm pretty excited about reading The Hobbit. It has cool runes all over it. That's pretty cool, you guys. Got runes all going, it's gold and stuff. And it has like a nice, I just like this version of it. It's so cool. It has like drawl rings in there. Lord of the Rings, that's my version of The Hobbit. We're going to get into the trilogy. I only have 2 of the books of the trilogy, and this is where I feel as though I'm justified in seeking out a specific version of these, because I managed to find special book club versions, book club editions of the Lord of the Rings books. I only found The Two Towers and The Return of the King, but check out these covers, you guys. These are some of the most goofy looking 80s and 70s covers. Look, these are they're like Gimli and Legolas are like, they're like hair metal fans LARPing as Legolas and Gimli. I mean, check it out. Look at that. Anyway, Gandalf is like, man, check out that sick hat. I love this edition, these versions of it. I want to get the Fellowship of the same edition, but only because it's funny. So Lord of the Rings, let's go on to our next series in the library. Another classic, this time of the sci-fi genre. I'm technically allowing these to be the same series because in the end, anyway, I'm not going to explain it, but Isaac Asimov has a bunch of books. This is going to be hard to pick this up. These are my foundation books. These are my foundation books and robot books. I've got Prelude to Foundation. That's got a cool circle on there. Forward, The Foundation. Another cool circle. We got Foundation OG, baby. Look at that edition. Foundation and Empire. A book that I was underwhelmed by. Second Foundation. Foundation's Edge. Foundation and Empire. iRobot. And The Caves of Steel. I would love your guys' opinion on which Foundation book I should read next. I know some are prequels, some are sequels. I wasn't necessarily super into that trilogy. It didn't feel like it stuck with me all that well. I'm really excited. I want to see how he evolved as a writer and whether or not those later Foundation books are worth reading. So, on to the next series. And the next series is the Zones of Thought series. I read A Fire Upon the Deep, and it kind of kickstarted my love for sci-fi, mind-expanding works of literature. And I think that this, more than any other book, maybe Canticle for Leibowitz is pretty good too, but this really just blew my mind when I read it. And I've heard that the sequel and or prequel, it's a prequel, A Deepness in the Sky, is even better. I've heard it's his best work. Vinji, man, one of my favorite authors, and I haven't even read that many of his works, but this guy can write. It feels like Fire Upon the Deep is 3 books in one. He did such an incredible job, like, just tying all the plots together, and man, this is a series that I'm probably the most excited to read. But there are other series in Ted's library, and let's get to those. The next series in the library is Dune. Dune's pretty good. I read the first one pretty recently, and I was very impressed by it. I think it's a really important work, although I'm not the hugest fan of this version of it. It does that thing where when you open it, it breaks the pages all weird. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan about this. I love the artwork of this. I had the opportunity to buy basically the entire 6 original Dune saga books, but from what I understand, you can just stop after the first 3. So I've got Dune Messiah here in like a new version, and I've got Children of Dune in a very nice old edition that's just so cool. I would love to do an entire video about Dune, but you really are immersed in it, and when I finished reading it, I wanted to just conserve all my moisture, if that makes any sense. But other than that, we're gonna move on to the next series, our second to last series in Ted's Library. All right, this one's gonna need a little bit of editing help, so I'm gonna just kind of flash a lot of these on the screen here. This series is Discworld by Terry Pratchett. Here we go. Thud, Monstrous Regiment, Night Watch, The Truth, Hogfather, Feet of Clay, Soul Music, Making Money, Thief of Time, Pyramids, Reaper Man, Raising Steam. And the final book in my Discworld collection is Small Gods. Discworld, wow, there's lots and lots of books, and it feels, again, pretty daunting, but I love that each one is its own kind of encapsulated story. I think they're all very interesting. I read Pyramids and Guards, Mort, and The Color of Magic. Those are the ones that I've read. I've enjoyed all of them, and I can't wait to... Apparently the really good ones, like Small Gods apparently is a super good one. Night Watch, Monstrous Regiment, I'm excited to get to those once I get there. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment of your favorite book in whatever series I'm covering. I think a lot of people will have a favorite of this last series, so here we go. The final series in this video is The Culture series by Ian M. Banks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, The Culture series, baby. Good stuff. I've only read Consider Phlebas. I really enjoyed that, and I really enjoyed the writing style and the way that the culture is portrayed. They're just such interesting ideas, and I know there's tons of them, and kind of like Discworld, you can read them just individually, and you get just a different snapshot of the universe of the series of the culture from an outside perspective. And that's such an interesting idea. I'm very interested to read Player of Games. I got this old edition of it. Older edition. Looks pretty great. We got Use of Weapons. And then we've got Accession. This one, just from understanding the basic idea, it sounds so cool. The AI in the culture is like one of my favorite parts. And so this is just so fascinating. And then we've got Matter, which, if I'm not mistaken, has to do with cyber hells, which is pretty cool. The Culture series is endlessly fascinating from what I understand. I really enjoyed Consider Phlebas, and I guess there's like an extra layer to that book that I will understand once I read the other ones. But thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Ted's Library. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. What the hell is Cyber Jenga?